Hey, we are live.
And I'm on Instagram, and we're trying to figure out, okay, I'm going to unlive this one and try to relive it and see if that'll work. So I'm going to exit this one.
So you guys, hello, happy Sunday. And I don't know, Sam and Jess can see on the bottom of our, I mean, not on the bottom, but right below your face, you see your name, right?
Yep.
Good. Because we want to make sure everybody know who we are. And please, before we start, happy Sunday. Go subscribe these two beautiful ladies. They have a lot of followers on Instagrams, but on YouTube, we need to help them get more subscribers because they are awesome. And I'm trying to see the angle here. And today, we'll talk about it bags. However, before we, thank you for joining. Okay. But we're still trying to figure out how we can go live on Instagram. We already figured out how to do live on YouTube. But one of these
days, I think Instagram, we're going to have a sound problem.
Okay.
And I can't figure out how to figure it out.
Yeah. Then
we might have to do more research on that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm live right now on Instagram. So.
Okay. I'm out.
You're out.
I'm out too.
Yeah. We'll see if that's okay.
Yeah.
But, so Instagram, we are live on YouTube. So if you want to see my friends' faces, we're there. But at least they can hear us talking because we're going to be talking about the next it bags.
Yes. And then the reason we want to do Instagram because me and Jess was talking about the other day. I think, although we love to do YouTube live, but Instagram is so easy because every time you see somebody live, you just click it and you watch it. And I think we will drive more traffic. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think.
I never watched Instagram live.
Do you guys like Instagram lives? To our Dave's from Washington State. Oh, I can see the comments now.
Oh, so Jess, you still have it live, right? I'm not going to run it. You can run it because that way we will not. Hello, Juliana. Oh,
yep,
and
from Washington State.
They are
They said it's better now.
Yeah, they always tune in. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm here. Stacy said the echo was bad.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's because we can't turn. You need to turn sound off of one device.
Yep.
Like you have to mute one of them and just have that. If not, they're gonna hear the sound coming out of our computer.
Oh, so much better now. Stacy said so much better now.
Okay. I am still live.
Veronica, hello, good afternoon, Veronica. All right, so I'm so happy you guys are tuning in, and thank you, Jess. Thank you, Sam, to do another episode with me, another live. And today is the last live we're going to do in March. Of course, it's end of March. So next week we're not going to do any live because it's Easter. So we're going to take a break, right? And then until we figure out what interesting to talk about, otherwise we're not going to go live for the sake of go live. But we may try Instagram live because I think, my idea is besides talking about handbags, we got to have something else to talk about, don't we? I mean, we all have a life, right? Sam, do you have any children?
No, I do not. I just work all the time.
You're lucky.
And a kitty, right?
I
have a cat and a dog.
Yeah, I thought next time when we do Instagram live, we can share something besides handbags to make it even more interesting because our YouTube channel is about handbags, but our Instagram can be something different just to share a little bit more of outside handbag world with our viewers. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Like, recipe or traveling, anything interesting. So anyway, all right. So Jess and Sam, I already have our slide, the presentation ready.
Ooh, we're so legit. We got a presentation.
Yes, we are, because we always come fully prepared, right? We don't want to waste people.
We boss
except for Instagram Live, because we couldn't figure that one out.
We're live, all right? Sorry.
Hello, Eva. Hello, Lex Petit. All right, thank you so much for everybody tuning in right now. So, okay, so I think Jess want to start first, right? So I'm going to share my screen. So I'm going to put out Jess's list of her it bag. Tell me if you guys can see it.
Yep.
Checking it twice. You see my it bags. So what we did is we tried to pick a bag from the fashion houses that we think are going to be like the next hit bag. So we're start with Dior. Right? Is that the top one?
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So Dior is the Dior. I think you say Cairo or Cairo. How do you say it?
It's named after
Cairo?
his sister, whose name I think is Caroline, but I think you say Caro,
right? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So I really love this Dior Caro bag. And I really feel like when I saw it come out that it was going to be an it bag. Like I see the CD, like, Dior's always changing the logo up on us. And you're like, oh, what's going to last? What's not going to last? But the price point of this bag, it's awful to say it's not terrible, but it is under 4,000.
Oh, okay.
So you're like, yeah. And it looks like it fits a lot. It doesn't have the dip that a lot of the Dior bags do. So like, let me get my Dior Ever to explain. Or my, Dior
or like,
like a lot of Dior bags do this thing.
Yep. So does my, your Montaigne bag will do it too, Jess, if you still have that.
Montaigne bag. And you can't fit as much stuff in there as you thought you would. Well, this bag doesn't do that. It's more soft and squishy. I love that as a chain belt. I love people have styled it by adding like the Dior guitar strap to it. So I really feel like this style with the quilting and the price point is not crazy. Because like this is like, I mean, it's a little bit more. What is the book tote now? The book tote
is expensive.
3,400, right?
Yeah, the big sizes, like
the big sizes. And then this, I just think you get a beautiful leather bag that is going to be classic, stand the test of time, more affordable than the Lady Dior. And I really think this CD logo that they're doing is going to be here to stay. And I just love the closure.
Yeah.
It has a turn, like I think that this is going to be a bag that people are going to love. And I don't think they gifted some, but I don't think they gifted a ton, right?
Yes,
I'm not sure how much they gifted. I think they might have been a little better with their campaign where they like are having people, they gift them, but they're not having everyone like post on the same day. So it's more like an organic, like people using it in their real lives than like, oh, I was gifted this. I have to take the picture and post it on this day, which I appreciate because like this is their job, right? So they're going to be gifted things. That's just what's going to happen. I would love to be gifted a bag. I'm sure you ladies would too, but
oh my goodness. Yeah. But I feel like the gifted bags are kind of like shoved in our face.
Yes,
and sometimes it makes me not like them.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with you on that, Jess. Also, book tote, just the basic book tote is $3,250. So
I mean, when I bought mine was like 24.
Yeah, they were much cheaper at one point.
I was already thinking that was ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I understand that completely.
And now I can't believe it's so expensive. But when I saw this bag, because I feel like people are going to kind of get fed up with the crazy prices for canvas and they're going to go more for leather pieces. Yeah. So I really think, and I think this could have so many fun colors.
And I like this black one because, paired with the gold hardware is so pop.
Beautiful, so pop. Right?
And you notice the chain strap is kind of in the happy medium because the chain strap is not so chunky, but it's not so skinny. So I really think that they picked the right, what's the word? Like the right,
like dimensions basically for the chain.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
And it can be removable. And then they add a guitar strap to it. Like, I just think that's so cool. Like you can make it more like it's a dressed up bag, but then you can make it more relaxed too. Like you can have it fit your style.
And
I mean, that's Dior with the Dior, the straps. I feel like that's their thing because that's also how they get you because the straps are expensive.
I have one. I have a strap. I love that.
I also have a strap. Yeah. It was expensive.
So do you know the size as far as, because I wasn't listening, I was replying the comment earlier. Do you know the size? Is it comparable to the Chanel medium large?
There's 3 sizes.
Oh, yeah, I know there is different sizes of it too. Yeah. Hold on, let me see if
I think there's like
to Dior right now.
A mini and a medium. There might be a mini, a small, and a medium.
Okay.
Because I've been watching a lot of reviews on them.
Yeah, I like this. This is really, really elegant. Right? Elegant. And you say it's removable strap, right?
Yes, I believe it removes because I see them changing it with different things.
A large and a small is what I see, and then there's also that.
So the large is over 5,000. So I'm looking at more at the small.
Yeah.
And they have the double pouch as well, which is actually a really good price. And I have seen reviews on that one. I've been eyeing that one. That one's 2,700, and it's like slightly different looking, but it is much more reasonable.
And it's a supple leather, which I'm totally into now. I don't know if you ladies are, but I really love
pouch.
Like, yeah, and here's I'm looking at the double right now. You guys can't see it. I'm looking at it right now.
I wasn't till now, so I'm gonna blame you if I ever get one, Jess.
I know.
I think
I apologize, but you're also welcome at the same time.
I think the one thing
it's on my list, so I'm hoping. But sometimes Dior bags you can get secondhand, and since this one isn't crazy like popular yet, maybe we'll get a shot at getting secondhand.
You never know. I also think something about this bag is like, yes, the CD is their newer logo, even though newer logo, it's also like they've been using this logo like a long time ago. Like if you look at vintage bags, they use something really similar. But I think something that keeps it a little more classic is the quilting. And that's the like very classic Dior Canage quilting, which they use on a lot of their, Lady Dior, and that's not going anywhere. So I think that helps stay a little more, veer a little more classic, even though it does also have the like subtle, like kind of almost Chanel 19 vibe because it's like squishy, and I feel like that's really in right now. Kind of like squishier bags, but I like this one. I think the price point, it's sad to say that price point is good.
I know. I feel bad saying it. I was like, oh, it's under $4,000, guys.
Yeah.
Really small.
I like it. I really do. And it's lambskin, right?
I believe so, yes. Yes.
But I can tell this lambskin is not as, fragile as the...
It has like a texture to it. I
mean,
people are scared of lambskin, but you don't need
the black is a supple calfskin, according to the one I'm looking at currently on Dior. But that doesn't mean they don't have ones that aren't lambskin as well, because they have a bunch of different
I totally agree. This is gonna be the it bags, but we'll find out.
Yes,
let's move on to the next one. Oh wow, Jackie bag by Gucci, right?
This is the Gucci Jackie bag. And I predict, so this bag is on my list. And when I saw it in this denim color, I gave you this picture because this is the one I've been like drooling over. So I'm predicting this smaller one will be more it bag. Because if you notice, like Prada, who else brought, gosh, all the bags are having this like the, what's it called? What do we call this? Hobo?
Hobo. It's a hobo style.
Hobo style.
I'm like, this hobo style is coming back. And this Jackie bag, I believe this is under 2,000.
Wow, really?
Gucci prices are pretty good. Gucci prices
1,700, 1,800 for this bag. And it has 2 straps. So there are two ways to wear it. So you can wear it like shorts, like right on your shoulder, like a cute, like 2000s look, or you can do it crossbody. So it's super casual and cute. And it's a very classic bag. It's a classic style. You can get it leather. You can get it just the leather ones, I believe, are over 2,000, but they do have this classic Gucci style. And this was actually named after Jackie Onassis because she used to carry so many of these bags, and they were a bigger bag. Like the original bag is really big, and I had a vintage version of it. But yeah, I just just look how cute that is. Like look
Sarah has a
play in this outfit
too.
I wanted a vintage one. Yeah. But Jess never used hers, so I learned that if Jess doesn't use hers, I will not be using mine. So I was like, I'm not buying.
You guys are a little big. It was a little big for my frame, and that's my problem. Like I'm 5'3", and
you look a lot taller.
I know, because I think tall, and I feel tall. But no, it kind of like swallowed my torso.
And Eva had a comment said that Celine Eva bag is similar. I don't know.
Yes, it is. I have been looking at that. They make it in the what they're calling, I think now, the Triumph pattern, but it's like the old vintage looking canvas, and they make a very similar one. But I don't think it has the ability to have a cross body strap. 1 second, I need to let in my dog. She's very upset that she's not.
No worries.
Oh, she's coming. You can't. None of you can see her.
You can show your dog to us.
Yeah, you have a little friend. You want to hang out?
Yeah,
This is Juicy Couture. That's her name. I got her.
I love that.
Yeah, she's a Chihuahua Yorkie mix. Say hi, Juice.
Oh, a special guest.
Yeah. She's just probably going to sit here on my lap. She does it on all my work calls too. And so sometimes you can just see her ears, and everyone's like, "What's on your lap?" I'm like, it's my dog, because she like thinks she needs to sit here. She thinks she needs to be part of the.
Because you're home, and she's like, "Listen, when you're home, you're mine."
Yep. Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Follows me everywhere, which is why she was stressed. But sorry, Jess, I think you were talking, or Amy was, and I interrupted.
No, it's fine. Yeah, we were answering a question about the Celine Eva bag.
Oh yes, Eva. I think it's really cute. I think the Celine, the more vintage pattern, is adorable, but you can definitely find it for cheaper on eBay. They look identical. You literally can't tell the difference. I've been looking at them. And so I'm not sure I would pay the full Celine price for it. I would consider going vintage on that one. Because I think the one thing with the Jackie, why you don't necessarily want to go vintage is you don't get those 2 straps. And also, as Jess was saying, the vintage Jackie, even the smaller sizes, is still bigger than this one.
It's pretty big.
Another thing to consider. Yeah.
Yeah, but I love this, and this is definitely on my list. And I think
I love that. Now you make me the first and the second. Oh my God, I'm in trouble.
We just started.
That's true.
We just started. Sam and I are going to bring you over to our side. We love the same stuff.
Yeah, we do. Also, I think one thing that turns people off about the Gucci Jackie is you see the styling from the Gucci website, and it's like kind of a lot, like it's a little jarring, like, but most people wouldn't wear it like that. And you have to remember that like you're not going to be wearing it with that like pattern skirt and that really bright like satin jacket. Like most people are going to wear it, especially the jean color, probably with jeans.
Right.
You know, and it'll look nice and it will not look nearly as
I love flamboyant. You just have to imagine. It's just like when you're looking at going house shopping.
Yep.
And people are like terrible decorators. When you go in the house, you gotta like imagine how you would make it.
But compared to the last bag, I think this handbag is more carefree because the material. I think
the denim would probably wear well. I mean, and you can see these vintage Jackies from like that are really old, and they can still be in pretty good condition.
Yes, that's why I like it, and they got their signature logo. It's just and mixed with the leather trim. I think this is an ear bag. Definitely, totally agree.
Yes,
I love the colors. It's very like equestrian-esque.
Yes. Alrighty, and then the next one. Oh wow!
I love this one. I want this bag so badly. You know how many wait lists I've been on for this bag?
Girl, I know, and I feel like this will be the new like. You know how we have like the mini or the rectangular mini, square mini kind of thing. I think that this vanity style from Chanel is going to be the next thing because this is the most affordable Chanel.
So reasonably
priced. Is over $3,000. Okay.
Yep.
These bags, how much is this one? 18?
Well, I know at one point it was 1,500, and I think it's still staying the same unless you get the trendy version, which has a bar on top.
Okay.
And that does get more expensive. And I know
that find the prices on these things.
It's really hard, and it probably went up a little bit because I know they came out with that raffia one, which might have been a little more as well. But they've been staying for sure under the 2,000 range, which I think is like a really good price point, which is why they're so hard to find. And unfortunately, I've seen a lot of resellers buying these. So like I got on a bunch of waitlists and I couldn't get one. From Chanel's in like Neiman's and Saks and like Chanel boutiques. And I think that's because resellers know how much they're valued. And so they go really, really quick. And then they go for like 1,000 or 2,000 more than retail.
Correct.
Yeah. And if you go on Fashionphile, you can get some vintage vanity case, probably around a 1,000, mark, but it depends on the condition. So,
yeah. And I love the bright colors they've come out with. Like, when you look at the new, was it, spring summer,
the light yellow color.
A lot of these are considered SLGs, so they're not necessarily. So when you get on the website, it's not necessarily in the handbag section. It's in this, but Chanel, it's like all mini bags, and it's awful because it is so small and everything. Oh, my husband's on.
Oh,
hey, Case. It says Jack's hubby and the pup say hello. Casey, that's my husband. But I just think that it's more affordable. What dare I say? Then I remember people like would start with a walk, and we're not doing that anymore, are we? No. Over $3,000 for that? No. You're halfway to like a classic flap, so you might as well get that. So I really like the vanity. It's coming out.
Yeah, I love the vanity. I think it's got all the classic makings of a Chanel bag without the price, right? Because like you said, they consider it an SLG. So that it's priced cheaper. I think they'll wise up to that, and I think it's going to go up in price a lot.
Yeah. But so now, if you can, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely, like comes in the black lambskin. I know at one point it came in black caviar. It's been in a ton of pinks. I prefer this longer rectangular one because this one actually fits a phone, while the other like smaller square does not, unless you do not have an iPhone. Because I do follow. I can't think of her name, Pink Closet. I know her because she's in Zurich in Switzerland, and so we'll talk. And she has like a kind of like a flip phone sort of style that is like an Android of some sort, and so it fits in the square. But like I haven't seen any other phone fit in the square, so that's why the rectangular is so popular, because you can literally get like your phone in there, a mini, like it fits a lot. It fits probably the same as a mini rectangular.
Absolutely, yeah, because of how wide it is and the way the zipper is on the top. Whereas the flap, I feel like you lose space.
You definitely do.
With the flap, or you don't with the zipper. So yeah, this is going to be super popular. It's already popular.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is going to be something Chanel's going to bring back again and again. And it's going to be like a classic for sure. And hopefully we can get our hands on them before they're over 2,000.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd love one. So I always look.
So next one is Prada. Oh, wow. I like this.
I think this is a Prada bag that's right around 1,000, I believe.
It's really reasonably priced and more reasonable on the pre-loved market too. You can get them for a steal.
And like, this is a denim one. This is one that you can get right now, but they have like older ones. And I really feel like I did start to see some people like on Instagram buying it, but Prada is having a moment, right? We're loving Prada. We're and like the logo of Prada, all that stuff, but their prices have gone up because people are liking them. Prada used to be one of the more reasonable brands. So I feel like people are going to see this tote. You can wear it as a crossbody. You can wear it in the crook of your arm. Depending on the size, you can fit a laptop. You can take it to the beach. It's durable and it's at a more affordable price point for not being leather. So I really feel like this is going to be something we're going to see people gravitating towards, especially if you look on the vintage market.
Yes.
You can get them for $500, $600. You just have to check the corners for wear because that's where they typically wear, especially on the denim bags. But you can get them in pink. You can get them in they have a pretty blue color, red, right? So I really feel like people are going to realize that this is a really good price and they're going to buy it up because, come on, we're all kind of fed up by all the prices of everything.
Yes.
Yeah. And the other bags you get for Prada are a lot smaller. This, I mean, you can fit everything. This is a mom bag, it's work bag, it's boss babe bag, and it's a beach bag. So
yes, all in one. And I think it's very practical and you will use it a lot, unlike the nylon, the small nylon Prada bag, whatever the name is. Oh yeah, the one that I think is on Sam's list, right?
Yes, I like it.
Yeah.
I have that one.
It's two different purpose.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And I think that one might be cheaper.
It is. It's like $7.95.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. The last but not least.
I love this limited edition one too.
The Hermès Herbag.
Yep.
It's going to be everywhere. I have a feeling because I know they call us the poor man's Katie or Kelly. Poor man's Kelly. Or
it's not that cheap though.
the country Kelly.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to say. It's the Herbag. It is not a Kelly. It is not pretending to be a Kelly. It's what it is. And it's a really cute bag. And I really love, because I have one on layaway right now at Fashionphile because I'm selling some bags. I'm deciding what I'm selling to put towards this. But I really love it in this like different prints they have. This is called like the Pegasus print, I believe.
Yes. It's limited edition.
Yeah, and it's limited edition. Look how gorgeous that artwork is. It's absolutely beautiful. Kim Kardashian got herself a Herbag that she just let her children draw all over.
Everyone calls a Birkin is like, it's $10,000. And I'm like, it's a Herbag. It is not. I mean, they're expensive, but it is not that much money.
They're more like 3,000.
Yeah.
The limited edition around 4, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think it just depends. It's hard to find prices on these because.
Yeah. So I tried them on. Was it last Saturday?
Yeah. What were the prices?
Yeah, I tried on this one without the Pegasus on it, so it was like the black with like the black lining, and I think it was $2,550. So it wasn't like a limited edition.
Bad. Yeah, but
they're pretty reasonably priced. And it was the 31. So that's the smallest size, or they call it like, it used to be like the Herbag Zip PM, I think, but now they're going by numbers. So now it's the Herbag Zip 31. And then the bigger size is 39. And they make even bigger because they make them for like travel. But the one most people see as like a handbag is this size, and it's the 31.
Yeah, it's a 31. And do they make them? Because the older version, if you get a vintage version, they used to be able to take them apart and change them out. So do different colors, different bases. It's a really cool bag. Do they still do that?
You can take them apart, but they don't sell like, it doesn't come with like 2 colors. Like I assume if you had a couple of them, you could probably mix and match, because when I was looking at the hardware on it, you could still take it apart from what I could tell. But it's just a little different, and you can't see it here. But it does come with that pouch, which you can see in this picture. And then on the back, there is actually an exterior zip pocket.
Yes.
Yeah, vintage doesn't have. And you can put a phone in that pocket instead of having to open and close the bag every time, which is a lot of people's complaints, because it is, I don't find it super fussy, but it is much more like the Kelly, right? Where you have to like turn it and then pull the little straps, and like it's just a little more.
She's fancy.
She's beautiful.
She's fancy. You know what you're getting with that bag, but she's beautiful.
But correct me if I'm wrong. I was on the website not long ago, and I saw something similar like Herbag. However, the name become weekend bag. You
I
guys
think that's
notice that?
tote bag version potentially. Like they make a really, really big one that's like a size of a duffel bag. And it might have been that one because there are lots of different sizes, and finding the 31 on the website
over 3,000, I think.
And the price range is in 4,000.
That would make sense because I saw one in store. It is like I could get in it. Some of them are that big. Like they had one in the guys section. It was giant.
Okay.
Crazy.
So they didn't wipe out Herbag, replace with weekend bag, right? Because I still love Herbag.
I don't think you can buy them online.
I've seen them like once or twice, maybe, and it's like one very specific colorway, and they go like that.
And that's how you know this is going to be an it bag if they're no longer. Even the Evelyn, I don't see them online anymore, and you used to be able to see it, right?
Yeah, you see the Evelyn a lot. I know there's certain times to check the website earlier in the morning, and then about 2-3 p.m. West Coast time. That's when they restock during the week only that I've seen. And you will see like a couple Picotins, a couple Evelyns, a couple Herbags come up, and then they go really quickly. They're like gone in like 5 seconds. Like I'll add to cart and want to check out, and it'll be gone.
Well, since we're talking about Hermes, I have learned something yesterday. Maybe you guys already know that is, in order to get a special Hermes, like design your own is based on invited, right? You got to be invited to specially design your own Kelly or Hermes, or Bergen. But last night I was watching YouTube. I found out that you can customize the coin bag, the coin pouch. I don't know.
Yes, in Europe.
In Europe. You can go on the French website if you know someone who has a French address, and then you can send it to them and you can design one, and it does not cost extra.
Nope.
That's awesome.
It's so cool. I heard they're bringing it to the US, but it's a little slow.
Do we have any
French
people on? Any French people?
I think you also have to have a French-based credit card. They would have to pay for it for you, because I've watched a couple videos about it, and I was watching someone's video, and they had like a really hard time getting it because I think the person has to have a French-based credit, like the billing has to be French-based, and then you have to send it in France and then send it to you. So you couldn't use one of those like forwarding services, because I looked into it and I don't think it worked. Yeah,
that's cool though. Yeah.
It's so cool, and it's not any more in price, which is the same as like a special order bag, which is amazing to me that they don't charge you more.
Right, and they got the horseshoes logo, right?
The horseshoe stamp.
Yeah, horseshoe stamp.
Love it.
Yes. Wow. All right, so this is Jess's it bags, and I totally agree. Every single one of them, even let's say it does not become an it bag, but still a very practical bag. Each one, and the price point is just awesome. Especially Dior, because everything from Dior can be so overpriced.
Yeah, and it loses its value a lot of times really quickly, which is unfortunate.
Yes. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing this one. All right, so we're back again, and now comment below. Let us know which bag you believe is it bag, because we want to be communicating with our viewers. And the next one we're gonna talk about is Sam's it bag. And Sam's picks, I'm gonna share.
I should have brought them out because I feel like I almost own every single one, because I have a problem.
Okay,
so no, you don't have a problem.
We'll start with the YSL Saint Laurent.
I love this
bag,
one,
which I know Jess also has. I have it in suede, which I don't think is quite as classic as doing like a full leather colorway. But I think this bag is just going to keep gaining in popularity, especially as long as the Chanel 19 is popular, because they have a very similar vibe with like, puffy, big quilts. I find that Saint Laurent in general has a way better price point than a lot of fashion houses, because this bag goes on sale. Like you will find it on sale. I think probably the most popular size is the small. There is the mini, which is under $2,000, and then the small, and then the medium. And I think the small is, generally in Saint Laurent bags is like the most popular size. But I think both the mini and the medium are really cute too. And I think there's so many colorways, so many, they have unique ones. Like this season, they have like a white tweed one, which is really cute.
Yes.
A cinnamon suede, which I'm like obsessed with. And they'll do like different, so like the cinnamon suede was like a European only technically bag, but you could still buy it from certain websites in the US. And they'll do that every couple of, of seasons, have something that's like unique to one location. And I think Saint Laurent is definitely on the rise. I think people sometimes overlook it because it is not, the big three. It's not Hermes, Chanel, or Louis Vuitton. And so people just don't necessarily like think about it. But I think it's there. I think it's way better price point. They do have price increases, but they're not like Chanel level. Also, sorry if you just heard that rooster. I have a neighbor. They have roosters. He never knows what time of the day is the time to crow. So like sometimes when the sun is setting, he makes a lot of noise. But right now I think it's lunchtime. They're really annoying,
Must
guys.
Be fun.
It is. I cannot. I hate the rooster. I also hate chickens. I'm like really, really afraid of chickens, which is like a fun fact about me, which is crazy because like my family has horses. Most horse ranches have chickens. And so like I avoid them like the plague because I'm like really afraid of them. But yeah, sorry if you heard the chicken. I'll probably keep hearing him.
No problem.
But yeah, the puffer bag for sure. And I think it is a little more popular than the classic Loulou style at the moment. I think the Loulou style is definitely still there. And you could definitely, like, if you got it, you wouldn't be like out of style. But the puffer's like the bag right now.
I always thought the puffer bag, they started out this style and then somehow Chanel copied them.
I don't know who's came out first, but I can definitely see the vibe. And I feel like sometimes like the fashion houses get together and are kind of like, what are we going to make popular? And they're like,
I know.
Random puffy bags. Okay, everyone go. Everyone make your own puffy bag. Or it's like, the multi-pochette and the Prada Re edition 2005. And like everyone's starting to kind of come out with that like utility bag. It's like, so what are we going to make popular? Okay, guys, we're going to do this. Pockets everywhere, attachments everywhere. Everyone do it.
It's crazy. Why can't they come up with their own unique idea, huh?
It's much easier to steal others.
That's true. All right. So the next one is the Hermès Evelyn TPM. I really want to get this one instead of the medium size, but of course, everywhere sold out.
Yeah, I have not been able to find one of these, and I have been to numerous Hermes stores in numerous countries. They're really hard to find, and I know that sometimes they do end up on the website, and they go like really, really quick. And I really love this, what they call the like Amazon style, which is where you have the bag and then you have the strap that's slightly different. I think that's just really cute. I know Jess mentioned this bag as well as the Herbag. And like, those sort of bags are really hard to find on the website. And I think that's because they are becoming really popular. And this one's a really good price point. It does vary slightly depending on the material, but they're roughly like $1,800, which I think people would be shocked to learn that there are more reasonable Hermes bags. And it's hard to know retail on Hermes because you go online, and when you're on Fashionphile, things are marked up always a lot, like a ton. Like I was shocked when I was shopping in store and my SA was like telling me the actual prices of things, because you're like, wait, what? Like that bag is like $1,000, $2,000, sometimes like double or triple the price online. And so that's always like shocking. So this bag's great price. It's really cute. It's definitely a smaller size. It does not have an exterior pocket on it, which is a little bit of a bummer because I do love that on the bigger sized Evelyns. But yeah, I definitely want one of these too, Amy. I think they're so cute.
However, a couple of weeks ago, one of my sister's personal shopper who lived in Hawaii, she posted a picture of this TPM, in I think dark gray color. It looks stunning, and she never charged extra. Still, whatever the price it is, whatever the price. And then my sister said, "Yeah." Then my sister said, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "No," because first of all, I just got the median, and second of all, as much as I want it, with this personal shopper, just to be honest, you buy it, she doesn't expect for return. So I don't feel comfortable to get something that I really want to touch and feel and, at least have an option that in case although I never return any of my handbag, everything I buy, I never return. But I just, have the idea that final sales are final.
I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that. For me, my thing is like, I don't want to buy really online or buy from a personal shopper because I'm working on building my like Hermes, profile with my SA. So like she told me, she and I were talking, she's like, if you see anything online, just text me a picture of it and like, I'll see if we can order it for you. The only thing you buy online is any sort of, charm basically that you see that you really want, be like rodeos in a certain color or stuff like that, because they're really hard to get even in store. So she's like, if you see that, buy it online, but everything else, like I should be able to somehow like order it for you. We can make sure you're on like the list if some come in. And she was really nice about it, but she was like, just try to stay away from online because it doesn't help you. It doesn't count.
Really, it doesn't do a history.
No.
And I have a question for you guys, because I found it very strange because when I was in Vegas and I went to this, that's where I got my Evelyn in medium size. And when I talked to the sales, and he said that, you know what, you cannot call me later, say I want this bag, and then I ship it to you. We don't do shipping over, out of state. If you want to buy, you have to be here. Is it true?
So I've heard mixed things about this. So I will admit that my sales associate is in my state. So maybe that's why she can send things to me. And I know in the pandemic, they were sending things much more openly and freely if you had, an account. The charge send thing was definitely happening, but she said they're definitely starting to pull back on that because now stores are opening, people can go in. But I know some people who definitely have things sent to them. I personally have never done it, but she said to me that she could do it with certain things, but I also think it depends on the thing, right? So she was like, oh, if you find porcelain you really like, because I've been looking at like different like coffee cups and stuff, I can send that to you. But I don't know if they could send bags to me. I also don't know if they'd send like fine jewelry to me. Whenever like I've looked at that or picked stuff like that up, I go into the store.
Maybe it's the insurance thing. Maybe they're concerned about having.
I could see that.
Something like that.
Yeah. The reason
allegedly they can do it.
The reason I was asking is because one of the YouTuber on YouTube, you guys probably know who she is. I'm not gonna name. I reach out to her, said because on her video she said that one of her.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw your comment, so I totally.
You did? Okay,
yeah.
So you saw my comment. So I was like, you know what? Why? Because I really like my essay, the one in Vegas, but I don't believe he lied to me. But then like Sam, you said that maybe she was lucky to have that sales associate willing to work with her and send her back. She in her comment, she even said even the sales associate willing to send her the bag, right? You saw that, right?
Yeah, I saw that. No, I think it definitely depends on the sales associate. I think it also depends on the store. I think it depends on how much money you've spent with them. I think there's a lot of factors that they're looking at. Yes. And I do know that as the pandemic, I don't want to say winds down because I still feel like we've got a long way to go, but I know that compared to when like nothing was open versus now, they're way less willing to send things to you.
Yeah, because my sister had this crazy idea. She wanted something from Hermes, and she already know that we recently purchased 2 Evelyn from this sales associate. So my sister told me that, hey, reach out to that sales associate, tell him that I'm looking for this. I said, well, okay, then what's next? If he find it, what are you gonna do? She said, I'll fly there. And I'm like, really? You fly there? She said, yeah, I'll fly there next day. And I said, seriously? She said,
it's called being a handbag addict. Okay. I have lots of friends who live in Europe, and they will just keep trying to get appointments like every day at Hermes in Paris, and then they'll just fly or take the train because they live in London or Switzerland. And they'll just go.
Oh my God, that was so crazy, right? She's crazy. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, if I don't live too far from Vegas, when I lived in LA, I would definitely be like, I'll drive to Vegas if he has what I want.
Yeah, but the airfare is so cheap nowadays until I went crazy. And I don't know if she'll still say the same thing. I'm like, if you want me to accompany with you, pay for my fare, I'll go.
Love it.
Yeah. All righty. So, okay, the next one is this Gucci Horsebit. My sister has one. It's such a gorgeous bag.
I have one too. I should have brought out these bags. I have a lot of these bags. But I think this is a classic because you've got the very classic Gucci GG print on it, which, has kept, I think, bags like the Dionysus still being like, made by the fashion house and still purchased because like that monogram is so classic. And then this style is actually like completely lifted from a vintage bag that they make. And I actually looked into purchasing the vintage one before I looked at the new ones. And a lot of them had been really destroyed, which was unfortunate because I love vintage bags, but how they were lined was not, this is lined in leather, and the older ones were lined, I think, with something else that just completely deteriorated, or if it was leather, it ended up
a suede kind of thing.
And it did not survive well.
And you cannot get that stuff repaired because I looked at one and I contacted leather surgeons to see what they could do, and they said there's nothing they can do.
Which is sad because I love reviving vintage bags, and that would be so cool because it's literally like a style they took from vintage bags. And then I also think the Horsebit is very Gucci. They put that on all their loafers. They like to pretend like they have horse heritage, but they do not. If you read House of Gucci, which I think I read, which they're making a movie of, but I read like a year or two ago, they talk about that, how they actually don't have any horse heritage, but when they were starting the fashion house, they wanted a backstory, kind of like Louis Vuitton with their trunks. They're actually more related to trunk stuff than horse stuff, and Hermes is horse stuff. So I think they just, were trying to align themselves with the fashion houses of the time, and it stuck, which I think is kind of fun. And this bag is like pretty reasonably priced. You can find one, it'll go into sales, which I've seen, which I think is crazy. But two, retail for it now is $2,350. It did go up a little bit since it came out, but like, as we've been talking about, that's unfortunately not a crazy price point for a bag at this point. And I just think, if you're going Gucci, I know a lot of times Gucci can be a little more trendy. And this, I think, is definitely classic. Like you could be carrying this as like now versus like when you're like 90. I feel like you could still carry it. And everyone's like, yeah, it's Gucci and it's classic. And then it matches your loafers and you look cool.
Yeah, I know.
You look cool.
All right. Now the most famous Chanel 19 bag.
I think this is a little bit of a controversial one because I think a lot of people think this is very trendy, but this is my argument. So I don't think this is classic as a classic flap, right? Nothing is as classic for Chanel as a classic flap. I'm just going to throw it out there. Not even the reissue. Nothing is more classic than the classic flap with the CCs. But I think that this is classic along the lines of like more the boy bag in the reissue, as in they will keep making it and people will keep buying it. It just won't be nearly as popular as the classic flap because it's not the classic flap. But I think this bag has a lot of attributes that a lot of people really like. I think it is a little more fun. It's a little more youthful, which is exactly what the boy bag was, created to be. And then on top of it, this holds more and seems a little more, at least from mine, a little more durable than the boy. The boy has corner wear issues and like more structure issues because it is more structured. And this is more of like that's not the word I'm looking for. A supple. What is the word I'm looking for? Supple. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bag, and it's squishy. And I think at least I love to mix, jewelry, metals and stuff like that. And I think that the 19 really allows you to do that if you're one of those people who wants your bag to match what you're wearing. And I just think it's got a lot of great attributes. And I love that it has a back pocket that actually fits stuff. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just really, really trendy. But I mean, we're on year 2, year 3? It came out in 2019, hence 19 bags. So we're on year 3. And people are definitely still buying it. There's wait lists. If you want a certain colorway, you're not going to find it. You want a certain size, you're not going to find it. Prices just keep going up on this bag. So I think it is definitely one that is going to be a classic. Again, not a classic flap, but like a classic, like a boy bag or something more like that. Because I don't think anything's ever going to touch the classic flap, if we're being real. Just not.
And I wonder the chunky chain, is it because starting out from the 19 bag, like a lot of other fashion houses has this chunky chain?
Yeah, it's very popular. And, I think this chain is nice. Like, it's not as heavy as some of the other ones. Like, Jess has the Bottega Veneta cassette with the chunky chain, which I love. I think it's so beautiful. But that chain's too heavy for me. Like, I've picked up the bag and be like, whoa, okay. Like, this chain, it's a well-made chain, but it's heavy. I think the 19 chain is a lot lighter and is a little more wearer-friendly because it does have that leather on the strap, which I think really helps. It doesn't give it as cool of a vibe as the Bottega Veneta, but it's just a little more practical.
Yeah, I agree. All right. The last one is the Dior book tote. I saw your your videos about the On the Go, right?
Yep.
So can you explain to us what's the difference between the Dior book tote and the On the Go?
So for me, there's 2 big differences. One is the quality, and 2 is obviously how you can wear the bag. So first is, I think the Dior book tote, I think Jess will agree with me, is just really surprisingly amazing quality. Like, you're like, this is canvas. Like, what are you talking about? It is like full on embroidered. Like, it is amazing. The print and how the bag has insane structure, and you would not expect that from a canvas bag. Like, the structure on the bag, like, I have folded it up, I have put it in things, like, it's been in luggage, like, it's really structured, and you would not expect that from canvas. So I think the quality on the Dior bag to me just feels 20 times nicer than Louis Vuitton's coated canvas. And, I know Louis Vuitton is obviously known for coated canvas, but as we've all discussed, and everyone I think who's bought newer pieces has seen, that canvas is not the same as it used to be. So there's that, there's the quality. And then 2, the actual wearing of the bag. So the Dior book tote for me is handheld, crook of arm. I can get it on my shoulder, but it doesn't necessarily look cute on your shoulder. I wouldn't necessarily say that's how most people are going to wear it. While the On the Go has the long straps, which just makes it way cuter looking when you put it on your shoulder. Like, it actually works on your shoulder. And then it does have, the top handle, which I do love that versatility. But if I was going to have to pick one, especially with how the price point of the Louis Vuitton is going, I would go with the Dior book tote. So this particular one, like the classic medium size, is $3,250. And then the latest on the go that's coming out, the limited edition ombre, is $3,050. So like they really don't have that much of a price difference anymore. And I think the Christian Dior quality is just outstanding compared to the Louis Vuitton quality.
Yes.
I also personally, if you're going to go in store, I have had way better experiences in Dior than I have.
Oh, yes.
So I think, you know, that's something to consider as well. Like whenever I'm in Dior, they're always offering me and my husband, or when I'm with friends, like drinks. They're always bringing us macaroons, which I love macaroons. So like I'm all about that life. I don't know, obviously pandemic time, they're not doing either of those, but pre-pandemic, and hopefully soon they'll pick that back up again. And I don't feel weird when I like don't find exactly what I'm looking for. I don't buy anything, or I want to try on a ton of things. I don't feel judged at Dior, while at Louis Vuitton, sometimes they'll like, as you know, when they don't have something you want, they're just kind of snippy. Oh, we don't have that. Oh, that's really popular. We don't have that. You know, like you're just like, okay, you know, and you're kind of like, do I really believe that? Or are you just trying to make me leave? Which is, you know, not the feeling you want going into a store. And I feel like Dior is a little more personable just in general. Like I've been in many Dior stores.
Yes, I think the management train their staff well, and it's all about management, I think.
Totally agree. So that would be my Dior book tote. I think also one of the ways you see that a bag is going to be a classic is sizing. And when they start coming out with more and more sizes, I think that means the fashion house is thinking, we're going to keep this bag for longer. And, you know, the Dior book tote went from just having the medium to having the small to having that mini. They make it in so many colorways, limited edition, the classics. Like, I think we're going to see this tote for a while, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Alrighty. And we got one more. That is the Prada Re edition 2000.
Yeah. So I know this one's a little, again, you're a little more trendy, right? But here's my argument is this is also based after a classic bag, a very classic bag that Prada was very well known for. And I think they're probably going to keep producing this bag because it still sells. It's a fabulous price point, guys. Like if you're looking for designer and you're looking for under $1,000, this bag is $795. It comes in, I think right now on the Prada website, like 8 colors, but there are totally more, and they come out with different colors every season. And this is the one that does not have the utility strap. So it is just the shoulder strap. So it's the more classic version of the two. And I think Prada nylon is just a classic. Like Prada is known for their nylon. It wears really well. And, you know, it's just something that's fun and like a little shoulder bag moment. And I think shoulder bags are always somewhat in, right? Like we go through definitely trends with other things, but people will always wear a shoulder bag. And so
especially the nylon backpack. I love it. I just love it. You can just like toss them.
Yeah, their nylon is just amazing. And like I said, the price point, I mean, this is the most reasonable one that's probably going to show up in like all our lists. Because like retail, full retail. Just because like I was shocked when I looked at the price. Like I was definitely expecting it to be more.
You know what? With this bag, the price point, I would think that to get a bag like this in a fun color.
I totally agree.
Because it does not break the bank, but you can experiment what fun color. Because you're not going to spend thousands of dollars to get a yellow or a purple or a green. Not me. Maybe some of you guys out there, you know, or maybe my sister, because she has so many bags that she can go outside the box. But with this price point is so fun and so tiny, this bag, like, you know, just shoulder bag. You can go with something like green or yellow. I don't have a yellow bag. Maybe I can think about a yellow bag. Summer's around the corner.
They do have a really pretty yellow.
Yeah, they have some beautiful colors. I love they have this like blue
too. They have
their pinks, yes.
Yeah,
their pinks. Like,
and have you seen the rhinestone one?
Yes.
I think that was 1,000, right? Or
yeah, it's a little more. Yeah,
it's a little more, but it's like puffered at rhinestones.
Yes.
It's like, is that practical, Jess? No, but like I'm drawn to it. Like if they keep doing fun stuff like that, maybe they'll put some pearls in there. Maybe they'll put some other stuff. Like I would consider it.
I think with me, I actually really love, I'm not like a big stone person, but I love that bag. I think it's like really fun and really a moment. My thing is I want to see how it wears. Like, do those stones stay on that bag? Because I'm pretty sure they're just glued and they're not sewn. So like, that's my one thing with being like, okay, I don't want to, you know, necessarily purchase that version of it because it is more than this classic one. But like, I'm definitely tempted. And like come a year from now, if, you know, Cassie, like, it's been wearing great. I'll be like, okay, so maybe I need that.
Yeah, actually, this bag would be great for pandemic. I think they probably came out a little bit late. If they came out when we first have the pandemic, probably everybody will run and buy one because this is such a easy to take care and you just, you know, use the wipe and wipe it off, you know, with all the right? right?
Yeah, I actually have my review. So I don't have this version. I have the 2005, but I have a review going up on Monday of my 1 year wear and tear of it. And you'll see in the video that I did spill some hand sanitizer on it, and I was stressed, guys, and it just disappeared.
Yeah.
Like you can't even see it. I didn't even get to clean it. It just disappeared.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I have the light one. It's beige.
So I'm definitely gonna check into it to a fun color. Now, Sam, you made me thinking about this one. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, well, the price point's so good, right? So that also sucks you in. You're like, oh, but this is also like a good deal. Like,
it is good deal. I think this definitely for a
and
fun
the vintage
bag,
ones go for 500, 600.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you want to save a little more money, you could get the vintage. But for me, I'm like, if the vintage is going that much, like I should just get the new one.
Exactly.
You get all the new colors and stuff. Yeah, because I had a vintage one that I ended up selling when I got the 2005. But I got it in green. I got it for around $400. But that's why I ended up getting that one. And then I sold it and made money off of it because it got more popular. But
well, Jess, you're so good at doing this.
I know.
We need another live stream talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to start
talking about selling bags. That actually I think would be a good one because there's a lot of different ways to sell and a lot of people don't know that. So
yes. We probably maybe we will have a live stream talk about that. If any of you guys interested, let us know. Or we can do that. We can move our platform to Instagram and talk about that over there. So that way more people can tune in. And now is my bag. Let me see if I can. Okay. All right. So
Eva had a question. I got her question. So she had two. Where have you seen the Gucci 1955 in the sales? Jamba Shop.
Yes, Jamba Shop has lots of them. And then I think recently someone posted it. It was on sale on Luisa Via Roma in the white. I was shocked.
The leathers I've seen on sale more. And then
the canvas that was on sale, just the white with the canvas. I've also seen the red with the canvas on sale too.
And then the Chanel 19, you can find them if you go through like, was it like Bloomingdale's, Saks?
Yep.
She's asking where she can find it at.
And
they will send it to you. So yeah, just if you direct message us on Instagram, either Sam or myself, she got me a really good essay. So
yeah, so
you can find them.
Neiman's, Saks, Bloomingdale's, even Nordstrom's carry, like certain Nordstroms have Chanel. And that's the best way personally, I think, to get them because I tried going through like a Chanel boutique and that was like a no-go. But I have one and I got it through Neiman's. So
yeah, exactly.
So Becks and Bunnies just said, do you love the Evelyn TPM or the PM more? I have come across 3 TPMs and found that they are much, much smaller than expected.
They're very small. So I think, Amy, you might know this one best because I know you own the PM size and you want a TPM. So,
well, you know what? I think for the price of TPM is a cute bag. So, you think you talk about Hermes, anything under 2,000. And I still think it's worth getting because you should have small bag, you should have medium-sized bag, and you should have a big tote. You have to have everything covered. So even though it's smaller, but if you should expect when you're using a smaller bag, you don't bring everything. You don't bring your whole kitchen sink. You just bring your must essential, right? So so I think I would still get a TPM if I can, I'll probably ask Sarah to ask her sales associate in Hermes when the time is right. I'm not in a hurry, but just kind of, let him know that we're thinking about getting TPM. So when it's my turn, it's my turn.
Yeah, I get that. I think for me, having like seen both, and then I have a very vintage, so it like doesn't have the adjustable strap.
Right.
As Evelyn. And I got that for a steal probably like 3 years ago, but they're very different bags. And I think in that like one is much more of a small mini bag that you would maybe run errands with, as in like you're putting your keys, a mask, a wallet, and a phone in it.
Yes.
Like the Evelyn PM is like going to hold a bunch of stuff. Like you can have for sure like full day bag. And I think there is a giant difference in size, and I don't think people realize that. But I also think that means that they're very much one's for one thing and one's for another.
Yes, and my mom been wearing it every single day if she goes out. I
love your mom. Her video, she's so cute.
Oh, thank you. And then
I love her modeling it. She just looks so happy, and that's what I love. Like when I see people that get a bag and they just love it. Like that.
Yeah, she used it every day. And then one day she went out with her girlfriends for lunch and she came home and she told me, hey, guess what? I said, what? My friend does not know I have a Hermes bag. I was like, do you want them to know? She said, no, I don't. I said, why? She said, because I don't want them to say something to me about, it's pandemic. You still go out, still buy back. And how often you going to use it? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, Mom, then they didn't ask. That's great.
The judgment for sure. I totally get that.
All right. So I'm going to talk about my bag here. And I need you ladies' help. All right. So the first one, I copy you, Jess, because I totally agree with you about Jackie bag.
Mm-hmm.
And now I even agree with you more because Sam said the price point. Because at this time, even I don't think we're totally out of pandemic and how often we're using the bag. And I do want to get something is, like iconic statement, for many years to come. I don't want to spend a lot of money on a trendy bag. So I think this Jackie bag, it really tells the history of Gucci. And I know Sarah has one, but different style. So, different material. I think hers is, what's that material? It's like, it's not nylon, but it's very...
A satin?
Not satin, but very slippery. Even rainy day, you take it out, it's not going to harm.
Okay, yeah.
It's some kind of canvas type.
Oh, it's canvas.
But has a coated canvas. Yeah, I got to go back to her collection. And if you guys watch her collection video, you probably know, but that was a long video. So, yeah. So this is the bag I really think for Gucci. I always like Gucci. I love my Super Mini, but I think this bag is worth getting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hopefully if I do get, it is small. And did you say have different sizes, right?
Yeah, they do have different sizes. That's what I was asking. I think the mini is probably the better size because like Jess said, the other one is definitely like this has the Hobo look, but if Hobo goes out, you can wear it crossbody because it's the mini, so it has that other strap. But I feel like if you go with some of the bigger sizes, you're definitely much more stuck with the like Hobo look, which is totally fine. Like Bottega Veneta is totally bringing that back.
Yes.
But who knows how long it'll be in.
Yeah, so I really totally think this is the it bag, if it's not it bag, but it will be like the bag will never go out of style. Can be always. You can treat it as a style bag or you can treat it as a vintage bag. So that's my very first pick. And the next one is the On the Go. But is this the smaller size, Sam?
It might be because I don't see any little the little interior handle hooks that you would normally see for the long straps. It might be the mini or not the PM, but regardless, they look so similar on the outside. You can't tell without the straps.
I really like this one, but this I couldn't find the color that I saw on the website the other day. I really like the cream color, like an off-white. It's so gorgeous, And I know the book toe is very popular now, but I just thought that the Dior book toe is a little big for me. And I just love this On the Go. I just thought that this might work for my body frame. Not saying that I will get one, but if money is no object, I think this is the one that I really like to add it to my collection. I just thought the style is really unique.
Yeah. I think it's going to become a classic. I think it's going to kind of become the new Neverfull. It's a little more structured.
Yes.
I really like it. And I think that they did a good job because they're capturing the whole market by doing it in like more the classic canvas, then the limited edition, and then the emprunt. I think they're really, and they had the Epi at 1.2. So I think they're really, getting everyone because they're doing all their materials.
Right. I do like structure bag. That's why I think this, I just love it. I thought it's very subtle, even with the, even they have a monogram, right? All this monogram, all the logos, but it's not like everywhere. So
I love that color.
The next one is the Dior Mountain bag. Jess, like you said, you love this logo. You think it's here to stay, right? Mm-hmm. So I think even Mountain, it might be one of the what's the word? The statement bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jess and I both have a Montaigne.
Mm-hmm. We do.
So so
that's less than you would think. That was my only surprise.
That is very true. It definitely holds less than you would think.
Yeah. I really like this. This is just so, with the oblique everything, and with this, and I think it's so elegant. Maybe it has something to do with my age. Nowadays, anything I want to look elegant. So yeah.
I think it's a beautiful bag. The one thing I will say about the Dior Montaigne and kind of Dior in general that sometimes bothers me is that oblique, which is canvas, is the same price as the leather. And I'm just kind of like, but why? You would think it would be less. And I understand it's leather lined, but you're kind of like, I still feel like there should be a couple $100 difference. Like, why is there not? And so that's always
true.
It's always weird true. About the oblique.
Yes. And I think the leather is the box leather type, right?
Mm-hmm. They also make it, they've made a couple different leathers now, but the original classic for the Montaigne is a box leather. So it's definitely more like the Celine box, bag leather that'll scratch.
And they can scratch. Yeah, mine got just a couple scratches on it. But
yeah, that's why.
Not too bad, but.
Yeah, that's why if I would choose between this and the leather, I think I would still choose this one because I can foresee already it's gonna get scratched. So. Yeah, so I think Montaigne bag is still a really nice bag. I think my sister wants to get one, but I think I stopped her like a year ago. But if she reached out to me, said, hey, she's thinking about getting this bag, I said, go, girl. I was like, go, girl. So my next one is the Bottega Veneta. Okay, the padded cassette bag.
Love this bag.
I'm telling you, originally when I saw this bag, I didn't really think anything about it. I mean, because I still like the old traditional, the Bottega, just the smaller pattern. But I thought this, but this one is kind of, sync with me now. I really think this is really unique because it's the signature of Bottega.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. And yeah, so I think this is called padded cassette bag, but isn't the same as the chain cassette bag?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a different chain. I own a padded leather strap. So that will be my Thursday video. I think we're just hitting all my videos, but I love this one. It does. It also
get it in the blue. It's a really pretty color. Like you got a really cool color.
Ice blue. With
I love that color.
So it's technically not the newest season ice. It's like a couple seasons ago. But it also this bag does not hold as much as you would expect. That padding definitely gets in the way.
Yeah, it's not as squishy. As you think it is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's beautiful. The quality and craftsmanship on it are amazing, and the leather is amazing. Yeah, and I think it's definitely one of those ones that again is like trendy, but not like too trendy that you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, why did I buy this in 6 months?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and then because unless if people who does not know all the fashion houses, they would not know this is Bottega, right? Yeah. So even though let's say 20 years down the line, people if they don't know Bottega, they don't know, it was popular 2021. So I still think this is a really nice bag because it does not tell
on it all the time. Yeah.
Right. Totally does not tell a generation. So I just thought that. So these are the bags, my choices. I don't know if you guys agree or, but that doesn't mean I will buy these bags, but I just think that we are heading to that direction. Those are the bags that still the it bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think, I think an interesting thing though, just kind of with fashion and how it's kind of trending, is that people are much more willing to wear whatever they want in the, time period that we're in. And in like the pandemic, like people are kind of more defining their own style sense. So I always think that we're getting more and more less of like, this is the classic and more like, this is what I love. And I really I appreciate that. And so I think obviously we're always going to be thinking about like, oh, well, is this like, if I resell this bag, am I going to lose a lot of money? Am I going to make money? Yeah. That's always, a calculus in there. But I think we're definitely trending more on like, if you really love something, like if you wanted something that's super trendy and it's bright yellow, but like, that's you, like you should get it. So
yes,
I'm always like on that train.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Buy what you love, not what they tell you should love.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I've made that mistake before and it never works. I'm looking at you, LV favorite. Everyone loves that bag and that bag.
I hated it. I hated that closure.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I thought it was whoop, whoop. It just it didn't feel secure. It was not a favorite of mine. And then I did.
Which one was it? Which one was
it? LV favorite.
It's like a flap.
Oh.
The one that everyone talks about that's like discontinued, but like everyone really wants it. And if you're going to buy it now, you're going to pay more than you did retail. And it's like, it's like probably like this big and it's like long shaped. And it kind of reminds me like the vibes of the pochette accessories, but instead it has a flap over top of it. It's like the same kind of like size.
And it was a magnetic flap that there's like, it didn't have a snap or anything.
Yeah. And people really, really like it, but it's just like not my vibe. And it's also not my style. Like I wouldn't normally carry a bag like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then because earlier we were talking about the chunky chain is so popular now, and I think Samoga is selling the chunky chain, and my sister ordered one. She's still waiting, so once she receive it, we're gonna have an unboxing. And also, I don't know if it was LV Lover CC. In her video, she had this the toiletry 20. Is it 26? The bigger one. Yep. Yeah, and then you can buy the insert, and then you pair with the chunky chain from Samoga. There you have it. You have the index budget version of bag. But when my sister first told me about it, I was like, "Why you want to carry a toiletry?" Right, 26. I said, "You got enough handbags." She said, "No, I like it. I'm going to do that." I said, "Okay." So what do you guys think about using a toiletry and, pair with something else, to use as a handbag?
I love it. I love it.
It's a good way to
be a handbag. A scarf can be a handbag. Like you can turn a scarf into a handbag.
Yeah, right.
Like,
yeah,
exactly. Like do what you love, like be original. Like that's the thing. And I think sometimes we get blinded by the Instagram and all the flashy stuff and seeing what all these influencers are wearing and using. And that's why you should follow us lower YouTubers, because like we're, we pay for everything ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
We're always honest, but yeah, like I feel like sometimes I get blinded by that.
Yes.
And I should just really comes down to like what I like, what you like, and
Yeah, and another thing is we're not going out there to buy things to make our videos purpose. Because a friend of mine, actually, I work with her. She said, "Oh, Amy, what's you gonna buy?" And she said, "Unless you want to buy for the sake of making videos." I was like, "No, I don't buy things for sake of making videos." I said, "I don't need to do that because I have a sister who will continue buying. I don't need to buy anything."
I need a Sarah.
Have a channel, right?
My sister does that.
Yeah,
I love it.
I don't have to do it. I just wait for her to buy it. Even I run a video, she's gonna call me and say, "Oh, I got 2-3 shipment coming in." I'm like, "What?" The only thing is she doesn't have time to coming over. She hasn't been my house for the past week. She's so busy. I don't even have to do that. But I don't want people to think that us to buying things just because making videos. No, because that's a crazy idea. But that doesn't mean some people don't do that, because some people may buy then return. But for us, we buy because we really love it. But if we return because we truly find out that's not for us.
Yeah. I always try to be honest about that. And I also think people don't realize how embarrassing it is to return luxury goods.
Yes, exactly.
Actually, it's not easy to do. And if your sales associate, it's not something you want to do to them, because they do work somewhat off commission. You really appreciate them. You don't want to just be buying and returning.
I hate returning.
Yeah, I don't like returning either. Like if something doesn't work for me, I will return it, but I do not buy it with the intention to return, because that's just not my style.
Exactly.
And I think I've had, unfortunately, I think I've had 2 fails this year with items I purchased and that just didn't work for me. One, because the item wasn't as described, it didn't come with a strap and I thought it did. But I think, if you're honest about it, and you some of us buy lots of luxury, I buy lots of luxury goods and I use them and I very rarely ever return them. But, if you do return, just be honest about it. And I think, all those people who are out there just buying and returning, you're definitely also your own brand within that luxury fashion house is going down. They are very aware of the people who mass return, and Louis Vuitton, for example, will straight up ban you from shopping at their store. It's you don't
cost them money, because of the free shipping and stuff. It costs money. I don't think I've ever returned anything to Louis Vuitton. I don't think I've ever done that.
But it had a I guess the exchange. It had a glazing issue.
Oh, exchange, yeah.
Right.
But I've never returned anything like that. But I always hate returning because I feel so guilty about it.
Yeah,
but I had to return some Fashionphile things.
Yeah, that's different though.
Shoes those Chanel shoes didn't fit, so I sent them back. But I don't feel as bad doing that. But
I agree.
Credit, because I'm just gonna put it towards my
saw those Chanel shoes, Jess, besides me. It was me, you weren't using it to make a video. And even if you were, you'd be "Listen, guys, didn't work for me. They didn't fit my feet. I returned to them."
I returned stuff. I didn't even do a video on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the time, I don't do a video because I'm I returned it. But then sometimes I'm maybe I should tell people I sold this.
Yeah.
But I don't. You were "Oh, you're just buying. But no, I sold.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot going out.
Yeah. And then sometimes we will say, okay, I purchased this from Fashionphile. Should I keep it? Like makeup viewers say, should I keep it? Right? Just like my large gallery, I said, should I keep it? Most people say, no, return. But guess what? I listened to my own heart. I kept it.
You liked it. Yep.
So I like it. You know, I know it is bigger, you know, it's a big purse on my body frame, but I don't care. I use it as tote bag. I don't care.
Perfect.
Right?
Perfect.
So yeah, and then the thing is with Fashionphile, I don't feel guilty if I ever have to return because I do notice on Fashionphile something I follow all of a sudden sold, but then a few weeks later came back. Like, that's the bag I used to follow. I remember the pictures. So
I also think Fashionphile is a little different, right? Because you're not buying from a person, you're buying from a website. And so I also think that's kind of a calculus, right? Because like I said, like your SA is making some sort of commission. Maybe you have a relationship with them.
Yes.
You don't necessarily want to end up, you know, returning something, especially like if you shouldn't have. Obviously, there's times when like something's damaged, et cetera, et cetera. Yes. But, you know, when you're buying from Fashionphile, it's slightly a little different. Also, I think with Fashionphile for me versus like buying something new, especially lately, I've had items come that are like way more worn than they look in the pictures. And so like that's something you weren't necessarily expecting, right? Like you're expecting, say it says excellent, and then you get something that's got 4 corners with wear on it. You're like, maybe I don't want to keep this for the price I paid for it because now I'm actually seeing it in person.
Exactly. So Fashionphile is different because, you know, you really want to see, although they provide very good pictures, but I don't know if they still keep up the same standard. But they do give you 30 days. And sometimes you want to grab it just in case, you know, you don't want to miss out the deal.
Exactly. Right? That's what I did with the Chanel shoes. They were a half size smaller, but sometimes that works for me.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Because my dad's sandals are half size smaller because they make those bigger. And some trainers, because they were trainers, that they are made bigger, but some aren't. And this was a style I loved. It was a bright, beautiful color. I think it was like from, I don't know, 2018. Spring, summer, but it was like the real bright neon color trainer. And I saw it and it had, I could clean it up. Like it had dirt and stuff on it that needed cleaned up, but they were selling it for under $300. And I was like, okay, for $300, I'm going to buy it.
Yep.
See if it fits me.
Yes.
I thought it could fit, but then when I walked around in my room a little bit, I was like, it's kind of cramped. So
yeah. So that's different. So yeah, so we covered all our it bags.
Bags,
yeah. I mean, we all have different it bags. Well, yeah, I kind of copy Sam and Jess a little bit. But anyway, I would love to do like an Instagram live next time.
Yeah, we should try it.
Yeah, we should try it.
I can't figure it out, but eventually I'll figure it out, guys. I did.
Yeah, you'll just do the live and we'll copy.
Yeah.
And Jess, do you know if more than one person can request to join?
I don't know. I don't know if that's it. If you can only do 2.
But you know what, Sam? It doesn't matter. You just try it. Because you know what? It's so easy to go live. You see you guys do it. So we just keep trying it. And then, you know, so I think for the Instagram live, I'm going to let you lady try it. So I'm taking care of the YouTube platform. You guys take care of the Instagram because I think it would be fun. And, you know, for Instagram, we don't have to like really sit here because with your phone, you just walk around.
That's true. But also, update, guys. We need to update our Instagram apps if you have not updated since March 1st, because I guess there's live rooms and it gives you the ability to go live on Instagram with up to 3 people. Because before that, why I couldn't join you, Jess, is because you can only do 2.
But isn't it the update is automatic update?
I think it depends on your settings on your phone.
Oh, okay.
So if we update it, then we'll be able to do 3.
Yes, and apparently on live rooms.
And talking about this thing, you know, YouTube come out. I saw people already start making it, but YouTube came out with this short, you know, like another version of TikTok. So I would love to try it. But when I went to my app, I don't see the short. I have not seen the short. So maybe it has not been updated yet.
Yeah. Also,
Instagram doesn't do different places.
Yeah, they roll out. They roll out all their updates, so not everyone also gets them at the same time.
Yeah.
Like when people all of a sudden lost their likes, it was only to certain people. A/B testing.
So that's great. So I'm gonna wait for you ladies initiate the live. Then I can jump in or I can watch, be a cheerleader, whatever, and we can
cheerleader.
And now we can come up with, you know, you guys can come up with any subject, any ideas, and see if we want to stay in our luxury handbag lane or we want to branch out a little bit, talking about something else.
Right?
Also, whatever we want. It's our channels.
Yes, exactly. We'll do a happy hour.
Oh my gosh. That'd be funny.
Making ourselves a drinks to start with our live chat.
And if anyone has any like suggestions on things they want to talk about too, just like DM one of the three of us on Instagram, and we can definitely bring that up too, because we can always talk about a bunch of different things. Like if you have luxury questions, like of course let us know.
Yes,
we'll answer them. And if you wanted sales associates, definitely DM me or Jess for like, you know, Neiman's, et cetera, et cetera. I know from last live stream, some people DM me, and I just send them the way of the people who've helped me. So
good job. Good. Thank you so much, Jess and Sam. I really appreciate you take part of your day from Sunday afternoon to do this live stream with me. And I'm looking forward to do Instagram with you guys. Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I got to update my phone first so we can do threesome. Okay. All right. Until then, you guys have a wonderful week ahead and
a great Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. We're going to take an Easter break because somebody already asked that, what's next week? No show? I said no show next week. No show. But if you guys want to do like during the weeknight, I'm all for it. Just let me know. Okay?
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.